Hey everyone, Tech Person here. Today we're diving into the world of RAM, that magical stuff that helps your computer run like a dream, or like a nightmare if you don't have enough. So, what exactly is RAM? Think of it as your computer's short-term memory. When you open a program or file, your computer needs a place to store all the data it's actively using. That's where RAM comes in. It's super fast storage that your CPU can access much quicker than your hard drive, or even a super fast SSD. Without enough RAM, your computer would slow to a crawl, constantly having to access your much slower storage drive. The more RAM you have, the more programs and files your computer can juggle simultaneously without breaking a sweat. It's like having a bigger desk space. You can have more projects open and accessible at the same time. Stay tuned because up next, we'll break down the different types of RAM you need to know about. Alright, now that we've covered the basics of what RAM is and why it's so important, let's talk about the different types of RAM you might encounter. The most common type of RAM you'll find in modern computers is called DDR, which stands for Double Data Rate. Each generation of DDR RAM brings improvements in speed and efficiency. You've probably heard of DDR3 and DDR4, which are the most prevalent types these days. DDR5 is also starting to make its way into the market, promising even faster speeds and greater bandwidth. The numbers after DDR indicate the generation of the technology. Higher numbers generally mean faster and more efficient RAM. DDR4 is currently the sweet spot for most users, offering a great balance of performance and affordability. DDR5 is the new kid on the block, offering even more impressive specs, but it comes at a premium price. Can you mix and match different generations of RAM? The short answer is no. RAM modules are designed to be compatible with specific motherboards and chipsets. Most online retailers and motherboard manufacturers provide compatibility lists or tools that can help you find the perfect match for your system. Just make sure you do your research before you buy. So, you're probably wondering, how much RAM do I really need? Well, the answer depends on what you use your computer for. For basic tasks like web browsing, checking emails, and light document editing, 8 GB of RAM is a good starting point. If you're a gamer, you'll want to aim for at least 16 GB of RAM. Modern games are becoming increasingly demanding, and having enough RAM can make a significant difference in terms of frame rates and overall smoothness. For professional workloads such as video editing, 3D rendering, or software development, 32 GB or even 64 GB of RAM might be necessary. These tasks are incredibly demanding on your system's resources, and having ample RAM will help to ensure that your workflow stays smooth and efficient. Remember, these are just general guidelines. The specific amount of RAM you need may vary depending on the individual programs and applications you use. It's always a good idea to check the recommended system requirements for the software you plan on running to get a better idea of your RAM needs. Now, let's talk about how RAM impacts your computer's performance. Think of it this way, your CPU is like a chef in a kitchen, and RAM is like the countertop space. The more countertop space the chef has, the more ingredients they can have readily available at any given time. Similarly, the more RAM your computer has, the more data it can hold in its short-term memory. This allows the CPU to access and process information quickly, resulting in faster application loading times, smoother multitasking, and improved overall responsiveness. When your computer runs out of RAM, it starts using a portion of your hard drive called the page file as a temporary substitute. However, accessing data on your hard drive is significantly slower than accessing it from RAM. This is where you'll experience those frustrating slowdowns and laggy performance. Having enough RAM ensures that your CPU can work at its full potential without being bottlenecked by slow storage access times. This translates into a snappier and more enjoyable computing experience, whether you're browsing the web, gaming, or tackling demanding professional tasks. Upgrading your RAM, a step-by-step guide. Upgrading your RAM is a great way to boost performance. First, check your motherboard's RAM specifications. Then, shop for compatible RAM. Ground yourself to avoid static damage. Locate the RAM slots near the CPU socket. Open the clips, align the RAM, and press down until it clicks. Close the case, power on, and check system settings. You've successfully upgraded your RAM. Enjoy the performance boost. Section 6. Future-proofing your RAM, planning for tomorrow's applications. When upgrading your RAM, consider future computing needs. Technology evolves rapidly and applications become more demanding. Future-proofing your RAM ensures your system remains relevant. Opt for higher capacity RAM than currently needed. 16 gigabytes might suffice now, but 32 gigabytes offers future headroom. This ensures your system can handle more demanding applications. DDR5 offers significant performance improvements over DDR4. Opting for DDR5, if compatible, provides future proofing. Section 7, Real-World Examples, Seeing RAM in Action. Let's make this RAM talk a bit more relatable with some real-world examples. Imagine you're a photographer editing high-resolution images in Photoshop. Each image file can be massive, eating up your RAM. With ample RAM, those image files load quickly and edits are applied smoothly. Now picture yourself as a gamer engrossed in a fast-paced, open-world game. The game world is vast and detailed, requiring a significant amount of RAM. With more RAM, the game runs smoothly with detailed textures and seamless transitions. Finally, let's consider a video editor working on a 4K resolution project. With 64 gigabytes of RAM, the editor can seamlessly scrub through the timeline and render quickly. These examples highlight how crucial RAM is for a smooth and enjoyable computing experience. Section 8. RAM Recap, Key Takeaways for a Faster Computing Experience. That's RAM in a nutshell. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the basics of what RAM is to how to upgrade it and even future-proof your system. But before we wrap up, let's recap the key takeaways. RAM is your computer's short-term memory, crucial for running programs and storing data your computer is actively using. More RAM means smoother multitasking, faster application loading, and overall better performance. Different types of RAM exist, DDR4 being the current standard, and DDR5 emerging as the future. Upgrading RAM is a relatively straightforward process that can significantly improve your computer's performance. So, do your research, choose wisely, and enjoy a faster, smoother, and more enjoyable computing experience.